Hi everyone, I'm going to share my presentation and here is my presentation on Capstone project, and my topic is cloud computing strategy. And if I talk about the purpose of my presentation, this is the presenting the design, connectivity and the key outcomes. So here is my second slide. So if I talk about the background, so here is the Greenleaf background based on my project. So the first point is cloud computing and enable scalable and secure and flexible IT. So for the cloud computing, these are the things which are very important. The first is cloud computing enable the scalable and secure or as well as flexible IT operations. So the second is Greenleaf use a hybrid cloud. So if I talk about the hybrid cloud, so the hybrid cloud is like it's a combination of both on-premises and Azure. So on-premise, the things which are not that much things which are very sensitive are stored in the on-premises, and the things which are less necessary or which are not that much sensitive, it are stored in the Azure. So this matter for rally. So if I talk about why it matter for the reliability, business continuity, and cost effective efficiency. So for example, if there any failure occur or any disaster occurs, so there is a no risk of data loss because there is a redundancy. So there will be no problem. So the business will be continue without any problem. And the second slide is, sorry, the third slide is about the design. So here, as you can see, there is a design of hybrid model. So there is a, for example, it's working through the on premises to the Azure. So as I show in the points, the hybrid model with the on-premise service plus Azure services. So hybrid model this work with both, with on-premises service and Azure services. As I mentioned earlier about how the data is stored in on-premises and on Azure services. So the second point is Azure Virtual Beeline for secure connectivity. So the virtual beeline is which is work for the secure connection between the Azure and Greenleaf. So it transfer data securely, or I can say encryptedly. So it ensures the data integrity. And the third point is Azure Edit, Azure Active Directory Connect for the identity synchronize. For example, for the synchron for for example, things come under this is like such as uh, multi-factor authentications and also for the identity of a person. So it work, for example, one time sign in, you only have to sign in for the one time, and you can explore all the things which are available on cloud. And the last point is Azure backup for data protection. So the backup is quite important if I talk about the this hybrid model, because if there any failure occur, so it is a there is a because of redundancy there is a no chance of data loss because there is always a backup. So it is always protected. And here is the design implementation second part, which is which explain about the network connectivity and security. So the first point is Azure Virtual VLAN provides centralized, scalable, and connectivity. So here, as you guys can see, it provides the scalable and connectivity in Azure diagram. And the second point is secure side-to-side VPN tunnels between Greenleaf Office and Azure. So the side-to-side VPN means that the all the data which are which are sharing between Greenleaf office to the Azure, it is all under encryption. So that is called side-to-side VPN. So there is this communication is encrypted. And the third is dual IPS failover, increased scalability. So if there is a, for example, they are sharing, there are two providers. So if the one provider is fail, the other will took place automatically. So there is no need of any manual. It will took place by itself. The fourth point is backup strategy. There are two kind of backup strategy. One is a daily increment, and the second is weekly full backup. So daily increment is like there is only few changes which I made today. It will be upload or update at a time, and there are other backups which are bigger in size, or I can say they took more time to upload. So these kind of backups took a week. And offsite recovery in Azure, offsite recovery means the data, for example, the local place, or I can say the on-premises data, how it recovered with the help of Azure. The last point is built-in monitoring and security. So the built-in monitoring and security is common under Sentinel and Azure monitoring. So this is kind of like AI detection, which help to detect the threat, and also monitoring which kind of data and who is entering to the system. So here is my next slide. This is the diagram which I'm going to show out how the data is transferred from one side to another side. So here is the, as you guys can see, there is a solid line which is a virtual ban IPS VPN. So it helps to transfer the data from one side to the another side. So if this fail, there is a backup which comes from, which, as you guys can see, the dotted line. This dotted line is like a backup IP secure VPN. So if the virtual so if the if the one network is failed, then it will took place and transfer data will continuously. So this is how the VPN tunnels also work under this for the encryption data, and plus do dual ISP redundancy. For example, as I told, uh, if the one way fail, the other way took place. So this is how the dual ISP redundancy work. And the second, here are the challenges which I faced while creating this system. First is configuring VPN tunnels and routing it correctly. So this was the bigger challenge which I faced in this project. But with the help of my friends and my partners, we overcome it. And the second is network routing and VPN setup. So VPN setup was also was very difficult for us, because there is a lot of things we have to like look in this, how the network we have to set up and what kind of VPN and how we can use it. And the third is backup retention plan. So we have to look over what kind of and how long backup retention plan we can create. So for according to our storage and data, so that it will not took that much like load on our system. And here is the lesson which we learned. So so these are the lessons we learned while making this project. The first is importance of redundancy. How we run, how much redundancy is important for any particular system if any failure occur. And the second is cloud monitoring, improve visibility. So if there is a proper cloud monitoring, so it will help us to more visualize our project easily, and which is very beneficial. And third is clear documentation, reduce errors. So as we make a proper documentation of all of our this project, so it is very clear for us to know where we are doing and how we are doing, and which problem we are facing and how we have to troubleshoot it. So that's why documentation was very beneficial for us. And here is my last slide conclusion. So the first key point is hybrid cloud improves scalability, as the hybrid cloud help us to improve our system. For example, there's on-premises and the Azure. So there is a mixture of this. So it helps in scalability. And the second point is Azure ensures security and monitoring. So as I mentioned earlier, there is a encryption and site-to-site data transfer and also monitoring. For example, there is a sentinel which help to monitor and also check the error, also check the also check the detection of like any any threat. And the last point is reliable, cost effective, and future ready. So this is a very reliable and also cost effective as compared to the traditional one. And the recommendation, if I talk about the recommendation, I think everyone should continue using the hybrid adaptation, and we will also continue using the hybrid adaptation because of their of ample of benefits. And the second is enhanced monitoring and automation. I think the enhanced monitoring and automation will be very beneficial, so that there will be not much manual things which you have to done. For example, with the help of AI, a lot of things could be handled, like the threat detection. So that's why there will be not much problem we have to face in the future. And third is strength the cloud governance. So by strengthening the cloud governance, it will be become more easier and more beneficial for working on this project. So thank you everyone. This is all about my presentation, and this is how we face our problems and tackle all the challenges. Thank you.